Today we have an amazing guest, and her name is Sadia Khan. I'm extremely excited, and I'm so happy that Sadia will be in our event in Dubai, the 21st to the 24th in November. And today we will explore a bit about the event. Before I know we start, Sadia is not only a bachelor in psychology, she also has a master in education, psychology, and child healing. So, guys, this will be an amazing podcast. Sadia, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Roel. I appreciate you.
Excellent. So I'd like to ask you a couple of questions so people are, let's say, heated up to join the event. So can you give us a bit of a glimpse what you have in mind, helping and challenging the team during the event when you're on stage on Saturday?
Okay, so with my line of work and working with very highly successful men who are very driven and achieved a lot of success in their business life, what I get in with my work is an insight into some of the shortcomings in their personal lives and some of the problems that they may be experiencing in regards to relationships, in regards to connections, in regards to starting a family, all of these things which trickle into their ability to succeed sometimes at work. So the aim of my session is to dissect some of the issues that most successful men face outside of workplace, and more importantly, how to ensure that you mitigate and prevent these problems that happen affecting your success in business. So it's a way of really reframing your relationships outside of work to make sure that you have the most healthy home environment that is conducive to your financial success.
Excellent. That fits many of my clients. They say, oh, we in coaching, we always start about, the business goals, more sales, etc. And it also turns into a direction, oh, actually, I'm not happy. I have many businesses, I have a lot of money, but my family suffers. I'm always away, or I am not very focused during business, family gathering together. So how can we link this together? So support those leaders, not only have a different mindset, but also reconnect to their family.
Well, in the pursuit of financial success, everybody has a really extreme goal and they're really great at achieving that goal. But one of the things that businessmen tend to forget is every goal that they're achieving requires a lot of sacrifices. So they might want to make 6 figures, 7 figures, but in the process of making that, they forget the sacrifice involved. So once they get to the top of the mountain, the reason it doesn't feel so great is because they didn't factor in all the sacrifices that it took to get there. So the goal is to open your eyes and open your perspective about the potential problems that could come with these goal-orientated lifestyles, but also providing solutions so you can achieve both at the same time. How you can manage both successes, how you can make sure that you are present and in the most quality way. You might not be there all the time, but when you are there, you make an impactful difference to your children, to your family, and to your partner. So the goal there is to make sure that all of their overall goals align so that one doesn't cause too much sacrifice of the other.
Excellent. And to be honest, I see this also a bit of a future direction. Most people are working on goal settings and making more money. And I think it's a future thing to reconnect to the family. What can you tell me a little bit about your journey, how you all started this and where you're right now?
So I started as I completed my qualifications in psychology, but I really enjoyed working with children. So what I decided to do is just work in schools for a little while and teach psychology. And as I was teaching psychology, the students would always say to me, "Miss, why are you a teacher? You should be something bigger than this. Like, why are you here? Like, go get a real job." And I never used to take them serious. But then my mother kept putting pressure on me, and she was like, "Oh, why? You could do so much more than just being in the classroom. You've got a lot of knowledge to share." So what I did is during COVID, teaching kind of calmed down. So focusing more on therapy, particularly in COVID, there was a lot of need for it. And all the feedback that I kept getting is, you should put that online, or you should do that online. Like maybe somebody else could help from that. I've not heard another therapist say it like this before. So maybe you should do it. And then what happened is I was still not interested in going online, but I started seeing the message of like the Andrew Tate and the red pill and all that. And as much as I a lot of their content, there were some gaps in their knowledge, and particularly in relationship sense. So yes, you be successful. Yes, you make all the money. Yes, you can be a provider. Yes, get into shape. But how do you communicate with your wife at the end of the day? And how do you make sure that once you've got all the success, you don't actually get divorced and then lose it all to the wrong woman? How do we make sure this doesn't happen? And I didn't feel like anybody was talking about those potential problems that men can face from being successful. Instead, it was just glorified. But the other side of it is there's a lot of sacrifices and a lot of problems that can occur. And you might spend all your years working hard and achieving so much, only to see it 50% given to a woman that didn't treat you that well. And now she lives with the man and he's raising your kids in the mansion you paid for. And I didn't feel like anybody was talking about that. So I decided to do a few videos online just to fill the gap in what the knowledge that was being given out. And because I didn't realize that there was such a gap in knowledge, I just thought, oh, that's my perspective. It kind of blew up because it was the information, the holes in the scenario that people were craving. They were like, okay, I'm doing everything all these podcast people are telling me to do, but my wife is still disrespectful, or my girlfriend just cheated on me and I've done everything for her and I've worked so hard. I give her such a great life. How did this formula not work? And it was because of the communication, selection, and the traumatic childhood parts of women men were ignoring. So I think I managed to shine a little bit of a light on that. And all of the mistakes men had been making finally made sense. All these years they were thinking, was it just me? Or maybe I shouldn't have done this, or maybe. But when I kind of shone some light on it, they could finally understand what they were doing wrong. And so I think that sense of relief I provided online kind of grew.
Excellent. Well, you see it on your different YouTube channels. We also have to support, so dear listeners, when you see it, we have to support Sadia. And the reason is that, there have been some abuse. He was hacked on our different accounts. And that's really sad because you had amazing content that were on the different channels. And it's a crazy world. And I think we need to support you to get back on track.
Quite hard on building the socials, and it's not that easy. Got very lucky and grateful. Unfortunately, they've either been hacked or banned by Meta themselves, and so I think the message is being silenced before it can grow too much. So they're almost getting rid of me a bit too early, which is a shame, but it's okay. I mean, I get to do opportunities like what we're having right now. So there's always a market for the voice that I've created. So I'm very grateful.
So when people listen to it and they want to reconnect you, what is the best way what they can do?
Yes, I have a website and you can have one-to-one coaching sessions. You can also join my Patreon where there's all my information, lots of exclusive content, which is far better than the information I put online because I can really focus on one topic at a time and really give the ins and outs. And you can also, one-to-one coaching, but also I do public speaking events, which I'm very excited about to collaborate with you, Roel.
Excellent. Perfect. So we will send you guys a website, a link, a landing page, and then you can see Sadia live in Dubai. We have really cool speakers. We have an artist. We have a fitness trainer, a breathing coach. The hotel where we are is pretty amazing. And yes, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. I'm extremely happy that you are in. Is there anything else you would like to say ending our podcast today?
I think that you're going to really benefit. And with me aside, the whole program looks fantastic in terms of mind, body, and soul. So I think you're very lucky to be joining this, and I feel very lucky and excited. So I'm very grateful to be a part of something that I really think is fantastic.
Perfect. Then I do thank you, and let's rock it in Dubai.